welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Brielle Jungblut, and today we're here with men's soccer coach, Coach Ike. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Brielle. I'm glad to be here.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. Can't complain. How
Good.
are you?
I'm just as good. I'm just as
That's
good. Okay, so how many returners do you have on your soccer team this year?
I have about 11 returners.
Okay.
So we pretty much have to bring more than half the team. They're fairly new. So
Okay. So tell us how those returners are working with the newcomers.
So far, so good. It's always, in college soccer, it's always difficult for the new guys to come in and fit right in.
Mm-hmm.
It usually takes them about a year to get used to the level of play, the physicality, the speed, and the mindset. So that's where we have a little problem, but we're working through it. The returners, naturally, they want to feel that these guys can just come in and start doing stuff that they're doing. I said, well, remember, it took you this while to kind of fit into what you're doing now. So it's just a natural transition that, there's nothing we can do about it.
Right. So how's your team coming along so far?
So far, so good. Just like any other young team, it's a work in progress.
Right.
Right now, we have about 12 or 13 that are steady. I mean, if you watch us play, it's joy to watch.
Right.
We get into problems when we start to go to the bench, But that's why we do this.
Absolutely.
Eventually, we'll make up that gap.
Right. Having a young team will be better towards your future.
I think so. See, what I enjoyed the last 3 years is the benefit of these guys now when they came in. It took a while for them to get to the point where they were 3 years ago, their freshman year. So now I'm enjoying that.
Right.
Now I got to start now to fill in with these new guys to get everybody together again.
You pretty much grew up with the older ones.
Exactly.
You got to coach them. You got to make them.
And then you start over. That's the joy of
that's
this
it's just
business.
a process. It just keeps reoccurring.
It is.
So you have a couple games coming up. Tell us what your expectations are.
We have 3 tough games coming up. Again, all I could do is go by where we are. And until the whistle goes tomorrow, it's tough to say, but I know we're prepared.
Right.
We have about 1 or 2 that are injured right now, so I don't think they'll be playing tomorrow. But we'll see what happens before game time. Otherwise, tomorrow's game is a very strong team. They've tied Francis Marion and they beat Lander. So they're beating the 2 good teams in our conference. So, who knows? We'll go there and put up a good fight.
Absolutely.
That much I know.
So you said you had a couple injuries on your team. Tell us how that affects your team.
With a team like ours, and it's one of our key players.
Right.
Without him, what I'm trying to do is keep everybody else from thinking about it. Because psychologically, it can affect some of the younger ones. But we'll be all right. That's why it's a team sport.
Absolutely.
When somebody's down, everybody has to pick up their slack, and we'll be all right.
Okay, so tell us one of the things that you think your team has to work on the most in order to win these upcoming games.
Fitness, because right now we are at the corner now where we have, as I said before, about 12 that can play. The problem is nobody can play 45 minutes straight or 90 minutes straight.
Absolutely.
At some point, you get a sub and bring somebody else in. So the challenge for the new guys now is to make sure that gap is bridged, because that's where we have a problem now, bridging the gap between the returners and the new guys.
Yeah.
So our bench is not as deep as it was last year.
Right.
So that's the big challenge. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. Fortunately, the weather is beginning to cool down a bit. So
thank goodness.
I know. I know.
That's good for everybody.
So I think we'll be all right. You know.
I know I definitely couldn't be running for 45 minutes.
That's why we love the beautiful game.
Better them than me, right?
That's right.
All right, Coach Ike. Well, we wish you the best of luck this weekend. Thank you for joining us at Coach's Corner. We'll definitely see you soon. Definitely see you soon.
Thank you. I hope you'll come out to see some games.
I will. I'll definitely be there. Saturday and Monday, right?
That's right. Games. Saturday and Monday, home games.
I'll be there, I promise.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. That wraps things up with Coach's Corner. Make sure you tune in next time. Go on.
Yeah, awesome.